Welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show, where we celebrate the power of words and the beauty of storytelling. Join us every week. We have conversations with authors and small business owners. We have exciting lineup of guests who will take us on a literary journey like no other. Join us as we delve into the world of authors and small business owners from diverse backgrounds and cultures, each bringing their own unique perspective and voice to the table. From thrilling memoirs to captivating fiction and business startups, our guests will share their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, offering us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of human experience. Immerse yourself in the magic of words and discovery as we explore the global literary landscape together. So grab a cup of tea, cozy up by the fire, and join us on this adventure of a lifetime. The Hollis Chapman Show is your ticket to a world of imagination, inspiration, and enlightenment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to connect with some of the most talented and compelling voices in literature today. Tune in and let the journey begin.
Hey there, Faye. My name is Ashley. I would like.
Hello and welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We're excited to be here today. Just got to give you some word about us in Tempe, Arizona. Yesterday, big storm, rain, heavy winds. Thousands of us lost power. So we're excited to have everything going on. And let me stop right there because our special guest is here today. Okay, let me see. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello. How are you, Hollis?
I'm well. How are you doing, ma'am?
Very well. Thank you.
Okay.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, your volume sounds good. What I'm going to do now is just going to mute your mic, introduce you, and then we'll go back live, okay?
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Our special guest is here today. She's here. She's excited about her new book. Let me give you a little backstory a little bit. What if you work in a corporate world? Doing very well. Things are good. You know, big corporate firm you're working for, stuff like that. But all of a sudden you say, well, maybe this is not for me. And you put in your time and say, I'm not going to do it anymore. This is why our special guest did. She walked away. Now she's doing some things that she enjoys doing. Okay. She is a certified forest therapy. She explained that in a second. She's a guide, singer, songwriter, author, speaker. Let's welcome to our show our special guest today, Jennifer Comeau.
It's a thrill to be here.
All right. Excited. You work in your biz like you did, doing well, but this thing just did not feel right. You wanted a little bit more. You wanted to feel something for yourself. Kind of explain that and then tell us a little bit more about your book, okay?
Sure. Well, first of all, I was a child who was kind of a dreamer. I
Mhm.
loved to pack picnics and go and climb on trees and play with the pollywogs and ponds. And I was that girl. Loved to read, loved to write. I was writing poetry at 8 years old. and and then I went into engineering because it was secure. And as one of 8 children, security and safety was paramount to my parents. Like, you've got to get a good job, so go out there. And so I did. And I worked for 30 years in corporates and implementing quality systems and technology systems as a massive, major project manager. But I never felt like that was the real me. So although I cultivated those skills as an engineer, it just felt a little misaligned. So I'm a kind of a slow learner in this way, in that it took me 30 years to say, you know what, I don't fit in anymore, and I don't think I ever did. And so I just walked away. And as my husband would say, I took a 99% pay cut to to follow my dream and return to the girl who loved inspiration and magic and adventure.
I'm going to say a month and a year to you. Okay, you went through this stuff, 30 years, March 2015. That was the month, huh? That was the month when you walked away. So you kind of share because again, 30 years, after that, I said, heck with it. I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing. But you sit there and go, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it. What was a wow moment? What was the moment when you came home and said, hubby, this is the time? Explain that.
Thanks. It's a great question. What happened is I had a dream. And in the dream, 4 scenes were just lingering as I woke up. And the 4 scenes was, one was a woman standing on a cliff overlooking the sea. Another looked like an ancient grove with people gathered in some sort of ceremony. Another was I won't say who, but a non-human looking at me with piercing eyes. And the last scene was what I recognized immediately is a very specific place in Ireland. And so when I woke up with those images, I thought to myself, wait a minute, these must be scenes from Ireland, the land of my ancestors. And there's something here that needs to be, you don't get a dream like that and do nothing. And so I took those images to one of my teachers, Dina Metzger, and I said, "What do I do with this? I don't know. What do I do with this?" And she said, "There's a story that wants to be told, and you have been selected by the ancestors to tell that story. And are you going to step up and do that and be devoted to telling that story? Or are you just going to continue living this life that I know is not really who you are?" And so I said, okay, I'm in.
Beautiful. You talk about your book, you talk about the story, kind of explain to the listeners, kind of paint a picture of this wonderful cover that I'm looking at right now. A Moon in All Things. Explain that title, explain the cover. Go ahead.
Yes, it's a lovely scene of an Irish classic thatch roof cottage along the seashore in Western Ireland. There's a full moon that's actually setting, since it is rises in the east, sets in the west. And it's the back of the cover is her, the Morrigan, perched on a cliff overlooking that sea, exactly as I had seen it in my dream.
Perfect.
And a moon in all things, I'll just explain a little bit about that. As we know, if you follow the cycles, I live by the ocean, so a tidal chart means something to me. And so we know that when the moon is full and when the moon is new, it has a huge impact on the tides. And so part of this story is that in the same way that the moon can be as powerful when it's invisible as when it's visible, healing can be both physical, but also spiritual, emotional, at many, many different levels of healing. And so there's medicines out there, forest medicines, that may look a certain way, but they also carry an invisible kind of power to them.
Yeah. Jennifer, you explain about your book cover. Now, can you tell us more about the research process behind incorporating the ancestry healing and practices into your story? Talk a little bit about that for us.
Yes. I've been to Ireland 4 times. And one of the times right after I walked away from corporate America, I spent 4 weeks all by myself, no itinerary. I walked as expansively throughout Western Ireland, which is where most of my relatives are from, as I could. And I then connected with a University of Galway professor in history and Celtic studies called Niall Kissaman. And he